Good morning. On behalf of Director Walters and Acting Deputy Director Dacey, I'd like to welcome everyone here at Glencoe, those joining us remotely from our field sites and those joining us from other remote locations. Welcome to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center's annual awards ceremony. My name is Chuck Denzer. I'm the Deputy Assistant Director for the Mission and Readiness Support Directorate, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremonies today. This morning, we've come together for FLETC's 2021 annual awards ceremony, which recognizes the exemplary contributions of our staff and participating organizations across the enterprise. We're pleased to have Director Thomas J. Walters and Acting Deputy Director Richard Dacey presenting the awards to our recipients today. Director Walters and Acting Deputy Director Dacey are steadfast advocates for recognizing the contributions of the FLETC team in executing our mission, not only during formal award ceremonies, but continuously, and we thank you for that. And with that, I'd like to invite FLETC Director Thomas Walters to the podium. Sir.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, everybody in this room deserves a round of applause, so let's practice that. We had a great year in 2021 and even better in 2022, but we'll talk about that next year. Thank you, Chuck, for the introduction. I'm really happy to be here this afternoon to recognize all our folks at the FLETC 2021 annual award ceremony. You know, I have a unique perspective on what the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center does that probably everybody else sees bits and pieces, but I get to see the whole thing. I see and I hear the full range of things that touching our federal law enforcement training centers. For example, I hear what our leadership says, what the secretary says about us, and the deputy secretary, deputy undersecretary for management, and all the assorted undersecretaries and assistant secretaries. And all the accolades, though, that they present to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, I hear and I accept on your behalf. I know where the work gets done, so I appreciate it. This team that we have at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, you know, you probably heard me tell you the story about my longevity. My first visit here was 1978, so I know a lot about the history of the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. I'm helped out with guys like Brian Lemons and Jen Taco and Chuck Danzer that have been here a long time as well. But I think it's beyond argument that this is the best team we've ever assembled at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers in our 51 years. And I know that because we've been challenged in some very serious and, I don't know what the right word is, exotic ways in the past year and a half, 2 years and 2.5 years. And so it's sort of appropriate for us to take a little time and sort of freeze the moment in time and remind ourselves of what we have done, what we've accomplished together. And not just us as the Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers, and when I say the training centers, I'm talking about the greater FLETC community, and that's FLETC employees and the participating organization and partner organization staff and all our contractors that live and work with us all together. So it's sort of like taking a photo, this ceremony and our award ceremonies. We're fixing this moment in time, just like we were taking a photo, before the time and circumstances of the day and the next week and the next year take over and sort of erase this from our memories. So that's why we're here today. Everybody in the greater FLETC community has contributed, and although everybody's contributed, I believe it's proper to recognize some that made extraordinary contributions, and so we're going to do that. I am proud to tell you that FLETC has a good vision of itself. The leadership took the time and the energy to write up 52 nominations for the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center Directors Awards, and that took some time. And so I appreciate that. While it's impossible in a ceremony to formally recognize every member, that did extra things here at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in 2021. I do want to say I recognize that this is a whole of FLETC effort. Our ceremony is a celebration of all the hard work that occurs here at FLETC. And today we have the honor of focusing on employees and participating organizations who have gone above and beyond. So thank you to all who nominated the individuals and teams for these awards, and to those who served on the awards review board. That's a lot of paperwork and a lot of attention to detail, but they were glad to do it. This is our opportunity as a FLETC family to show how much we value the accomplishments of our colleagues, and the acting deputy and I are proud of those who took time to acknowledge each other through the award nominations.
And now I'd like to tell you a little bit about the awards that we will present today. Our first award is the Greg King Instructor of the Year Award, which we present to a member of the instructional staff who has demonstrated exemplary innovation, productivity, and/or creativity in the delivery of the FLETC training mission. In 2016, this award was renamed in memory and honor of Greg King Sr., who faithfully served as a senior instructor in the Investigative Operations Division, and was the 2015 recipient of the FLETC Instructor of the Year Award. He was the program coordinator of the Case Organization and Presentation Training Program and the Internet Investigations Training Program, and was the assistant program coordinator for the Intelligence Analyst Training Program. His tremendous influence as a law enforcement instructor was far-reaching across the country and the world. Students throughout the United States attended his training, and he instructed at the International Law Enforcement Academy in Bangkok, Thailand.
This year's recipient of Greg King Instructor of the Year Award is David Lau. Mr. Lau is a senior enforcement instructor in FLETC's Leadership Institute of the Technical Training Operations Directorate. In 2021, Mr. Lau demonstrated outstanding performance and commitment to performing worldwide instruction in direct support of the missions of FLETC's participating organizations. In 2021, Mr. Lau was contacted in support of the Office of Facilities and Asset Management in response to their leadership concerns about morale and discouragement within the workforce. Mr. Lau worked with CBP and created a virtual presentation on fortitude and resilience. The session was attended by the entire Office of Facilities and Asset Management. Mr. Lau also volunteered and served as a DHS Secretary's volunteer force, and served as FLETC's representative on the DHS Secretary's initiative to develop and deliver ethos training to the entire DHS employee workforce. Mr. Lau joins us today from Botswana. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating David Lau. Director? Let's see if we can talk to David this morning.
You hear us, David?
Hello, everybody.
I have
Hello,
a question
Director.
for you, Dave, if you can hear me.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. No delay there. You've built and you deserve an impressive record of performance and credibility at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers. I sat through a lot of your presentations as well, and really appreciate them. I'm wondering, though, did you have someone in your life that served as a role model for you?
For me, yes. For the past 17 years, I've looked up to my wife. My wife's strength and resilience. There was a time when I couldn't take care of myself. I was laid up in the bed like a giant baby, and she took care of me, and not only me, but all of our kids, and ran the house as well. So when I think of somebody who is strong, who is, the anchor and even keeled, I think about my wife, Hamida.
Thank you, David, for sharing that with us.
David, my congratulations. And your colleague, Mr. Jason Kirkendall, will receive the award on your behalf. Director, Jason. Congratulations, David.
Our next award is the FLETC Training Support Staff Member of the Year Award. It is presented to the non-instructional staff member who supports the training mission and demonstrates outstanding innovation, productivity, creativity, dependability, teamwork, and professional representation of the organization.
This year's recipient of the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center Support Staff Member of the Year Award is none other than Mark E. Royer. Mr. Royer is a training venue liaison officer in the Mission and Readiness Support Directorate. Throughout through 2021, Mr. Royer made contribution after contribution in support of FLETC's training mission. When a community outbreak at Glencoe required FLETC to pause training for 1 week, it was Mr. Royer who received the assignment of developing a system to deliver 1,500 meals 3 times a day to students isolated in their rooms. When FLETC needed additional space to test arriving students as part of its COVID protocols, it was Mr. Mark Royer who led the in-house construction effort to construct a facility at a fraction of the time and the cost that it would have taken to do it on as a commercial venture through contracting. He was instrumental in designing and getting built FLETC's 90-day hazardous waste facility. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it came in at almost $2 million as an estimate, but Mr. Royer was able to put together and execute a plan for a 12,000 square foot facility for $280,000. $2,280,000. He had a little help, and I went out to visit the site on a regular basis. I'm sort of an aficionado of construction. I can't build anything, but I love to watch others do it. So Mr. Royer and crew were out there every day in the heat of the summer pouring concrete and smoothing concrete and putting up walls and getting it just right and telling me about the 1/10 of a centimeter difference between the design and their actual and all that good thing. So it was really kind of cool. Remember the old raid houses? Many of them are gone, and that's no accident. When the demolishing those raid houses actually cost something like the cost of building a new house, assuming that you owned the land. So we had to figure a way to get rid of those rat traps and make that useful again. And he was instrumental in doing that. So we had a partnership with the Glenn County Fire Department. Some of you may have noticed those buildings set on fire 3 or 4 times in the last year and a half or so. But that was 80% less than the estimate of building a new and demolishing the old building. So it was terrific. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Mr. Mark Royer for receiving the 2021 Federal Law Enforcement Training Support Staff Member of the Year Award.
Thank you. I appreciate your visits.
I know, Mark, you always have something to say, so I'm going to ask you a question. I mean, you've worked in a lot of places and done a lot of things. What's impressed you most about the FLETC people that you've worked with to get these major projects done?
So I guess after almost 30 years in law enforcement, it comes down to what am I doing every day? Is it righteous and just? Who am I doing it with? And who am I doing it for? And today, after being an instructor here for 15 years, I've moved over to be able to support that side of the house, so I know what I'm doing is just and righteous. The people that I work with every day are extremely dedicated, who show up in the heat and also perform their other tasks. They're also incredibly talented in the skill set that they bring. And lastly is my leadership team that I work for. They never tell me no, whether it's a piece of equipment or a job that we're approaching or some outlandish idea that you might think, what in the world are you thinking about? They never kill vision. They see the invisible and they allow us to operate, and they've given us the license to operate. So now we are able to produce. So I can't thank all of those people enough for that. That's what has helped us be successful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Our next award is the FLETC Leadership Award, which is presented to the employee who most demonstrates leadership in exhibiting the values of respect, integrity, service, and excellence, and who exhibits a commitment to FLETC's mission and strategic objectives through customer service and professionalism.
This year's recipient of FLETC's Leadership Award is Ms. Candace K. Porter. As Human Capital Officer of the Human Capital Office Mission and Readiness Support Directorate, Ms. Porter has demonstrated outstanding leadership throughout 2021 in supporting FLETC's mission to prepare the strategic partnerships, the federal law enforcement community, to safeguard the American people, our homeland, and institutions. She effectively championed FLETC's workforce, integrated existing and new capital operations, clarified roles and responsibilities within the Office of Human Capital, advanced risk-based decision-making, and promoted transparency and accountability of the human capital operations. Ms. Porter showed a commitment to outstanding customer service, professionalism, and excellence in the workplace. She collaborated with numerous stakeholders and served in multiple capacities to support the achievement of FLETC's goals during this critical time in history. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Ms. Candace Porter on her recipient 2021 Leadership Award.
Hey, Candy.
Hello, sir.
Congratulations, well deserved.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question for you too. So I've worked in a lot of headquarters in my time, and I've never worked with anyone that's been more effective in leading people, especially with a smile on your face, so I appreciate that. We've had so many novel, unexpected, I like to use the word exotic challenges here in the last couple of years. What do you think was your favorite leadership moment in those last couple of years? What do you think?
So, sir, I do believe that it was not one leadership moment, but it was many leadership moments throughout this time that start with showing up every day and recognizing that you are wholly in uncharted territory, and it is incumbent upon you to be visionary for your staff, to be the conduit of communication from your leadership, the DHS team working across the way, and giving them the tools that they need to carry out the mission in this time. There were a number of issues that were so challenging in this environment. The vaccination mandate, the masking, the travel issues. So all of these, we were very often at the tip of the spear, and we were sometimes leading DHS and helping them create policies that became what we were abiding by. And I have this wonderful team of many leaders in their own right. And so giving them the conduit of communication that they needed, sharing the vision with them, and keeping the stability for them really let them do the work that supported FLETC through this extremely difficult time.
Outstanding. Thank you, Candy.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Our next award is the FLETC Team of the Year Award, which is presented to the team that is extraordinarily successful in accomplishing a significant project through cross-directorate or external collaboration, and that require the team to operate under tight timelines or to overcome other potential barriers.
The recipient of this year's FLETC Team of the Year Award is the Mission and Readiness Support Directorate Support Services Team, whom I have gotten to know very well over the last couple of years. During the first week of November 2020, the Mission and Readiness Support Directorate Services Team did an exceptional job of providing student support services during a week-long suspension of training and a shelter-in-place order for nearly 1,500 students in Glencoe, Georgia. In only 15 hours, MRSD personnel developed and implemented a multifaceted plan that involved just about everybody, that used an innovative combination of FLETC and participating organization staff, which is why I always refer to us as the federal law enforcement, the greater federal law enforcement training centers community, to provide meal service, disseminate mail, and ensure the health and well-being of our in-residence students, including 180 students that were either COVID positive or in isolation due to COVID exposure. Throughout this shelter-in-place, the MRSD team demonstrated phenomenal flexibility, unparalleled creativity, and steadfast resolution to ensure our students provided for during this challenging time. I only had one phone call of complaint, and that was because the pizza was cold, and so I think we did okay. I appreciate that, you guys. The Mission and Readiness Support Directorate Support Services team is made up of 18 outstanding employees from the various divisions. I'm going to read the names of these individuals as they come up on stage. Emery T. Allen, Kevin B. Austin, Anthony Barber, Dennis Dowdy, Vincent Fields, Brendan M. Harkes, Scott Hopkins, Andy Lotta, Edward Marion, James P. McCormick, Stephen Roebuck, Mark Royer again, and Christopher T. Ruff, Raymond J. Sorrow, Matthew Schaefer, James White, Catherine Williams, and John Uhas. So join me in congratulating the Mission and the Readiness Support Directorate Support Services team for receiving the 2021 FLETC Team of the Year Award. I do have a question for you. You can answer on behalf of the group if you would. Really, I don't know any time in our history of the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center where we're so critically dependent on student services. I know we do it every day. I tell everybody 85% of what we do is serving the people that get the allow training to happen, and it's not just the instructor staff. So, but we did a lot of unexpected things. What lesson or lessons would you like to share with FLETC staff? Let's say 10 years from now, let's say, you know, back in the day, I got this T-shirt, I survived COVID, you know, and so here's what it was like. What would you say to them? What lessons did you learn?
So I think you hit something in your speech there when you said pretty much everybody, and that it took pretty much everybody. It wasn't MRSD. I mean, there's a number of instructors involved. I mean, up and down the chain throughout the organization. You know, there's 18 of us on the stage, but there's hundreds more that could probably be recognized for this. As far as lessons, I mean, be flexible. I mean, we have a mission. We're here to support. We're here to execute. But, you know, there's little curves and tweaks in that mission along the way. And that week, 10 days, our mission became to feed the students and, you know, get them what they need so they could, you know, shelter in place throughout the week. I mean, and just taking a step back and realize, I mean, at the end of the day, all of us got to go home, have dinner with our families, sleep in our beds, all that fun stuff. But, you know, for that group of people, they were here, they were stuck. The weather was decent, as I remember, so I don't think they were, you know, too hard up. But yeah, I mean, main lesson is be flexible. I mean, keep an open mind. 15 hours, like you said, or 18, whatever it was, to come up with the plan, and just amazing group of people. And yeah, like I said, hundreds more out there that contributed too.
All right, thank you very much, and congratulations, everyone.
The next award category is the FLETC Mission Award, which is presented to an employee or team who has consistently gone above and beyond to strengthen external partnerships and implement processes resulting in a significant contribution and overall improvement to the FLETC mission.
The 2021 Award Review Board resulted in a two-way tie for the FLETC Mission Award. And the recipients are Ms. Darby Best and Mr. Sean Flint. First to be recognized will be Darby Best. Ms. Best is the Chief for the Workforce Support Branch, Human Capital Office, and Mission Readiness Support Directorate. As the leader over the FLETC payroll, time and attendance, personnel action processing, and HR information technology portfolios, Branch Chief Darby Best always puts customer first. She has successfully advanced FLETC's partnership with external stakeholders at all levels of government and implemented the processes and procedures to have resulted in the improvement of FLETC's mission and strategic goals that have positively impacted our employees. Next to be recognized is FLETC Mission Award, Mr. Sean Flint. Mr. Flint is the Fleet Manager, Assets and Logistics Management Division, Mission and Readiness Support Directorate. As FLETC's Fleet Management and Chief of Mobile Assets Branch, ALM, MRSD, Mr. Sean Flint worked tirelessly to ensure the efficacy and productivity of ALM's cradle-to-grave management of mobile assets. Mr. Flint developed a 17 million FLETC electric certification initiative that throughness became the standard for DHS. Sean's development of FLETC's vehicle allocation methodology also received kudos from DHS personnel for its completeness. Mr. Flint's servant leadership approach positioned him to lead FLETC's management office in purchasing 116 vehicles within 7 hours of last year's closeout in 21. Mr. Flint's commitment and dedication make him truly deserving of the FLETC 2021 FLETC Mission Award. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Best and Mr. Sean Flint.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What would you say, Darby, is the most useful lesson you learned in your work in engaging with external partners? What did you learn?
Lessons learned with engaging with external partners. So I would have to say, just because you hit a wall or a barrier when you overcome a challenge or you're facing a problem, just continue problem solving and critical thinking. Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean that it cannot be done. And so I'm so thankful for the team that I have. When we hit a barrier, we get together and we talk through how have we done this in the past? What can we do differently? And when you're engaging with those stakeholders, you have to thoroughly communicate to them the issue you're facing and the resolution that we need. We're trying to meet the needs and expectations of our workforce and make sure that we provide the best human capital services to them that we can. So sometimes it's just creative problem solving and thinking outside the box.
Wow. Thank you, Darby.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sean Flint, please join us, sir.
Hey, Sean.
Sir,
Congratulations on that.
thank you.
You know, I've been in a place where I've had to make year-end buys as well. Maybe not anything as spectacular as 117 vehicles in a couple of hours, but I'm guessing that there's a lot behind that you had to prep for that to make that last-minute buy because you didn't know whether you're going to have the money and those kinds of things. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the first thing at the beginning of each year, we have to plan. We have to reach across FLETC enterprise-wide to see what the vehicle replacements are needed. We have that plan set, and we're just standing by for if we get told we got this amount of money. But not having or being part of a great fleet team and plus all the point of contacts at all the TDPs that give us all this information, without that, it would be a really tough time to order vehicles. But once we get the go-ahead with the amount of money, we've got to order each vehicle one by one through GSA. So that's why that was a crucial time, because On that day, when we got told we had over the $3 million, GSA closes at 11 o'clock at night. So it was crucial that we had our plan, but with all the prep and everything, it went great.
All right, appreciate it, John. Congratulations again.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next award category is the Excellence in Customer Service Award, which is presented to an employee who consistently and substantially demonstrates an ability and willingness to work positively, respectfully, and effectively with others, improving customer service.
This year's recipient of the FLETC Excellence in Customer Service Award is Lindora Nettles. Lindora Nettles is a budget analyst in the execution branch of the budget division, where she provides outstanding customer service regarding the execution of procurement, construction improvements, funds, and related expenses, PC&I as we know it, minor construction and maintenance funds, and minor construction and maintenance funds. Ms. Nettles consistently goes above and beyond for her assigned customers, as well as any other FLETC or participating organization staff that are willing to work positively, respectfully, and effectively. So while performing these tasks, Ms. Nettles goes the extra mile by doing extra research and following up to ensure every person is aware of their action steps when working with the group. Ms. Nettles' commitment to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center's mission is both commendable and greatly appreciated. I know this for a fact because I've heard her name mentioned over the years many, many times, and so it's going to be a pleasure to greet her on stage. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Lindora Nettles for receiving the 2021 Excellence in Customer Service Award. Lindora?
Hello.
Good to see you again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lindora, you're famous for your customer service, but how would you describe your favorite customer? And what kind of qualities does a good customer have? I love to put you on the spot.
All of my customers are good customers, and they make my job so much easier because my mom was a very positive woman. She taught me to treat others as you would like to be treated. So when someone contacts me, whether they're external or internal customers, I make them feel like their issue is my first priority. And when you do that, you can never go wrong. And I applaud my leadership team because they give me the freedom to do what I do best, is to make people happy and resolve issues.
All right, well, thank you, Lindora.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Congratulations.
The next award category is the FLETC Innovation Award, which is presented to an individual or team that promotes excellence through extraordinary innovation by playing a significant role in the implementation of a highly innovative idea that affects an area or function critical to the FLETC mission.
This year's recipient of the FLETC's Innovation Award is Mr. Andrew Reinholz. Mr. Reinholz is a senior law enforcement instructor in forensics and special investigative skills of the Technical Training Operations Directorate. Mr. Andy Reinholz demonstrated outstanding innovation and creativity and unwavering dedication to the FLETC mission to support the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service by developing and delivering a virtual wildlife crime scene investigations program. His efforts to combine virtual classroom lectures, demonstration, instructional videos, and hands-on homework exercises allowed critical skills to be transferred to the environmental law enforcement officers around the world during this time of critical time during the COVID-19 pandemic. The distinctive accomplishments of Mr. Reinholz reflect great credit upon himself, the Investigative Operations Division, and the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Andrew Reinholz on receiving the 2021 FLETC Innovation Award.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I have a question for you too, Mr. Reinholz. A virtual wildlife crime scene investigations program. Who takes that program? New investigators, specialists, or veterans? And what do they do at the end of the program they couldn't do before?
Well, the short answer is yes.
Well done.
What we do is we talk with the actual country, the embassies stationed there, and the people with boots on the ground, which is what the program is built for. If they don't get dirt on their boots, we'd rather have someone else in the class. And so we have a variety of maybe just 1 month in that position to 30 years. The surprising, last month, we were in Laos given this training. They decided that it would be important to include 2 judges from their Supreme Court because they were going to be hearing wildlife cases and they wanted to learn more about that. So it's not just the take home of what they can do when they get to those challenging scenes, but they also need to be able to articulate those facts and the case to the court in an effective manner.
Especially during COVID-19 and all the
Yes.
restrictions and those lines we have between what we can do virtually and what really must be done with muscle memory and in person.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
I appreciate that. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Our next award category is the Unsung Hero Award, which is presented to an employee who makes positive, behind-the-scenes contributions to the FLETC mission.
The recipient of this year's FLETC Unsung Hero Award is Mr. Michael Tanton. Mr. Tanton exemplified the traits of an unsung hero through his service to FLETC as a quiet professional in FY 2021. He distinguished himself through sustained superior behind-the-scenes efforts to improve numerous ITD administrative processes involving enterprise-wide teamwork, coordination, and impact, including recovery of over $175,000 in outstanding invoices and international training. So please join me in congratulating Mr. Michael Tanton for receiving the 2021 Unsung Hero Award.
Thanks very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good work. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I have a question for you, too. You want to step
Okay,
a little closer, Mike? I see among the other great things you've done, you were able to recover $175K, which is outstanding invoices. I'm guessing there's a story there. You want
So,
that?
sure. So it was actually closer to 250,000, but the award was written a while ago. So a lot of times it was basically our accounting systems weren't speaking well to each other when it came to international students. And so when oftentimes we would bill, and you know, to their credit, all the clients that came here that received the world's greatest training, they wanted to pay for it, but they didn't know that they didn't pay for it. And so it took a lot of sort of human interaction. So I emailed about 100 different embassies and talked to their accounting departments. And then once we straightened it out, there was still a lot of work that needed to be done on our side. So I worked with finance division. And I was pretty sure that those folks there who did a fantastic job were going to get sick of all my emails. But they didn't, so we were able to accomplish a lot as a team. And I'm also part of a great team in international.
You must have met a lot of interesting folks, at least online.
I did. It was actually a good time to do it during the pandemic because they were easily approachable via email. So it took a lot of work, but we got it done.
Very good. I thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Thanks again.
The last, but certainly not least, award category is the FLETC Partnership Award, which is presented to a participating organization whose accomplishments and excellence in performance distinctly benefit the interests of the United States, advance the FLETC mission to prepare the federal law enforcement community to safeguard the American people and our homeland, while significantly enhancing FLETC's ability to achieve its strategic goals.
This year's FLETC Partnership Award goes to the Federal Protective Service, well represented here today. FBS has been a valuable FLETC partner in two very important areas in the last year and a half or so. They've always been good partners, but this last year was extraordinary. Public order policing became the thing that everybody was concerned about, given the summer's events. And we all came together as an organization, a set of organizations that just happened to be at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers. But it could have been anywhere, and we provided a forum for it. But what was important was the leadership. And the FPS took a leadership role in all the interagency discussions on public order policing. FPS played a key role in revising basic curriculum related to maintaining public order. And because of their contributions, future students from many agencies will be better prepared to manage lawful and unlawful assemblies. Secondly, my friends in FPS have been a model partner for us in a massive $16.7 million building project here at Glencoe. FPS has been flexible, a willing partner, an imaginative partner, an energetic partner in bringing a new multifaceted FPS building to completion, and is a beautiful, useful structure and worthy of the agency for which it was built. These two specific items, as well as numerous other FLETC interactions, I mean, whenever I ask FPS for anything, they always are willing to contribute and go above and beyond and make suggestions, so I really appreciate that. Our valued partner and colleague, FPS Service Director Eric Patterson, will accept the award on behalf of FPS. Please join me in congratulating the Federal Protective Service for receiving the 2021 FLETC Partnership Award. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. I'll
Thank
tell
you for
this is
coming all
an
the way
honor for
down.
us. Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The award,
Thank
and
you.
I'd like to give you the opportunity to say a few words about the partnership, and I just can't express really, you don't you don't realize what it's like when you can really count on an organization and your peer group to help you get the job done for all of us. The rest of the organizations may not realize what an important role FPS played and plays. It's sort of interesting to me that with the thousands and thousands of government buildings you're in charge with and the millions of contracts you have to do and all the things that really take your attention, you and your staff spend so much time and attention for training. And I know that
Yes.
as a brigadier general, you probably were familiar with the importance of training. So I'll turn it back over to you, sir, if you'd like to say a few words.
Yes, thank you, Tom. It's a pleasure, and thank you so much for this very prestigious award. Thank you so much. We in the Federal Protective Service, as many of you probably know, protect facilities, federal facilities from Saipan to Puerto Rico. And there are about 9,000 of them. And we have a small staff of about 800 to 900 law enforcement folks that are charged with doing that. We could not do that well if it were not for the partnership that we have with the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in preparing our folks to go out and do that mission. It's a huge mission. The secretary every day is with us, joining us to ensure that those facilities that he's responsible for, which are all federal facilities nationwide, are well protected. So we couldn't do that without your support, without your help, and we really appreciate everything that your staff and all the folks here at FLETC provide to us every day, because it is our folks in the field that walk away from FLETC with that understanding, the institutional knowledge that you provide, that what's important for preparing them to do their job successfully. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Before we close our ceremony today, Director Walters would like to recognize staff members that were unable to attend the Secretary's Award ceremony. The first award is the Secretary's Exceptional Service Gold Medal. This is the highest award for service granted by the Secretary of Homeland Security. The award honors exceptional leadership or service that is distinguished by achievements of unique national or international significance, reflecting great credit upon the Department of Homeland Security for markedly improving the security of our homeland. The Secretary may present the award to an individual or a group. The Federal Law Enforcement Training Center's COVID-19 leadership team ensured the continuous delivery of new federal law enforcement personnel to the field despite the unprecedented circumstances of a global pandemic. The team also leveraged new operational processes, created robust screening procedures, administered COVID-19 testing to staff and students, spearheaded vaccine distribution on-site at FLETC campuses, and managed short pauses in training to maximize safety while ensuring mission continuity. Because of their efforts between September 1st, 2020 and July 31st, 2021, more than 35,000 law enforcement officers, deputies, and agents received the training they need at FLETC to work in their operational environments of their agencies.
Assistant Director Ariana Rodini, please. Was a member of the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center's COVID-19 leadership team, was on assignment and was unable to receive the award from the Secretary. But please join me in welcoming Assistant Director Ariana Rodini to the stage to receive the Secretary's Gold Medal. Hey, I want to ask you to share with us your perspective on the depth and the breadth and the short time frames that the team had to work with for the COVID-19 leadership team.
Thank you, sir. And as most of you know, this was very unprecedented times, and the team, and it was a team effort, had to very quickly reconstitute training to ensure that those students who were here on center when the pandemic began and had to return to the field could return to training, but then also, as was stated, ensure that we were continuing to train the new basic training, the new students. So from everything from scheduling adjustments to rebuilding models to doing business in a new way that we've never done before, all with the backdrop of ensuring that we protected accreditation as a FLETC accredited academy, was a tremendous effort, but it was something that the team, when given the goalposts and the vision, was able to perform major feats to make everything happen and accomplish the task. So it was a great team effort.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Ariana.
Thank you.
The final award presented today is the Secretary's Meritorious Service Silver Medal. This award is the second highest award presented by the Secretary and recognizes outstanding leadership, superior public service, or unusually significant contributions to strengthening the homeland. New to this category are GS-11 and WGA employees serving in administrative, technical, clerical, and general support positions. This award may recognize a body of work regarding remarkable innovation or notable resourcefulness and diligence that improve the effectiveness of one or more DHS missions.
The award recipient for the Secretary's Meritorious Silver Medal is Michael Tanton. He is part of the International Training Division, National Capital Region Training Operations Director at Federal Law Enforcement Training Centers. He distinguished himself from November 1st, 2020 through June 15, 2021 through superior public service and contributions to strengthening the homeland by greatly improving multiple processes regarding the administration, tracking, and deployment of international law enforcement training by FLETC to partner nations around the globe. These efforts included identifying overdue billing for international training, collecting those past due bills, more than $229,000. I guess we got the updated version here. Very good. Revising portions of the public-facing FLETC webpage, providing more detailed requirements for international customers to request and fund training, redesigning and coordinating an improved form for more effective efficient and effective billing of international training, and coordinating with the FLETC Student Administration and Scheduling System Office for major changes to scheduling and improved tracking of international student information. This greatly enhanced ITD's International Training Division's ability to respond to high-profile requests for information. These improvements are a result of Mr. Tenton's independent initiative, desire to improve and enhance the international training process, and portfolio of the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. These efforts have had a substantial positive impact on the International Training Division's ability to execute its mission and reflect great credit upon Mr. Tenton, FLETC, and DHS. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Michael Tenton back to the stage to receive the Secretary's Meritorious Silver Medal Award.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well, there's more to the story than collecting the money, and so it sounds to me like you had decided that you just own the process and you're going to fix it. And
Yeah, there was a lot to the process, and you know, it really highlighted some areas for improvement for us in terms of just a lot of times the clients wouldn't or the customers wouldn't provide the full amount of information that we needed. So a lot of it was redesigning the forms and putting it in a language that they understood and would also work for our side.
well, that's a very prestigious award, and congratulations again.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
You bet.
Thanks again.
And again, congratulations to all of our award recipients on all of your outstanding efforts. Director, I'll hand it back to you for some closing remarks.
Thanks, Chuck, and congratulations again to all of our award winners and all their friends. And you remember, our winners represent a great breadth of experience in areas as diverse as law enforcement, but also training management, federal contracting, budget and accounting, and emergency management. And I want to say thank you, too, to all of those that were nominated, that weren't represented on stage, but were nominated. There's at least 52 teams that were nominated. We covered almost everybody in the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. We also have to, we have to recognize that to come to work during COVID in these challenging conditions, everybody had to do something different and extraordinary. Everybody did, and so I appreciate that. These awards and the descriptions that our award winners gave us reminds us what a complex organization this is and how many moving pieces, and the fact that it has so many moving pieces has to be carefully coordinated, and it can't be orchestrated just from the top. It has to be felt in the heart by everybody who's participating, otherwise it doesn't get done, so I appreciate that. Well, thank you to the award winners for going above and beyond this past year and for the hard work that we continue to do each day. I want to thank those who took the time to nominate them and the participants in our awards review board, those people that reviewed all the paperwork and made the decisions. This is a great process we have to honor our employees and to honor our colleagues' accomplishments.
As the director mentioned, this ceremony is a celebration of all the great work that goes on here at FLETC every day. In closing our ceremony, I'd like to thank our Human Capital Office for leading the awards review process and for planning the ceremony. I'd also like to thank our Office of Public Affairs for joining the Human Capital Office and ensuring the event went smoothly. Finally, thank you to all those who took time to be here and also those who are remotely viewing this ceremony today to support our award winners and for everything you all continue to do each day in service to our nation's law enforcement. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony.
Thanks, everybody.